You know, for almost 20 years, one of humanity's greatest voyages of exploration was out there, looping and diving through the incredible system of Saturn. It was called Cassini, and its story builds to one of the most dramatic and deliberate endings in the history of spaceflight. Let's get into it.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? After 2 decades of just unbelievable success, why would NASA and its partners decide to intentionally crash this hugely expensive, one-of-a-kind explorer into the very planet it was sent to study? The answer? Well, that's the real heart of this whole story. So picture this, September 15, 2017, a final, faint signal reaches Earth, and then just silence. Cassini was gone, burning up like a meteor in Saturn's atmosphere. To really understand why this had to happen, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning of its incredible journey.
Okay, so getting to Saturn is not easy. It's almost 1 billion miles away. You can't just, point a rocket and hit go. The journey itself required a level of cosmic ingenuity that is it's breathtaking. Just take a look at this incredible path. Cassini launched way back in 1997, but it didn't actually get to Saturn until 2004. So what was it doing for those 7 years? Well, it was playing this brilliant game of interplanetary pinball, building up all the speed it needed for that long haul to the outer solar system.
So here's how they pulled off that magic trick. Cassini didn't have nearly enough fuel to fly directly to Saturn, so the mission planners used the gravity of other planets like a slingshot. It literally stole a tiny bit of orbital energy from Venus, then looped around and did it again, then swung by Earth for another boost, and finally got this massive kick from Jupiter that just catapulted it all the way out to Saturn. It's just genius, right?
After that epic 7-year trip, Cassini finally arrived. And for the next 13 years, it orbited Saturn, and it completely revolutionized everything we thought we knew about the ringed planet and its mysterious moons. What it sent back? Wow. It was just staggering. So let's talk numbers for a second. 7.9 billion kilometers. That is the total distance Cassini traveled from launch to its final plunge. To try and put that into perspective for you, that's enough to make over 10,000 round trips to the moon. Just an absolutely epic journey. And once it got there, Cassini didn't just fly by. It completed 294 orbits around Saturn. Think about that. Cassini basically moved in to the Saturn system for 13 years, giving us this unprecedented long-term look at the planet's seasons and its complex changes. And while it was there, it wasn't just sightseeing. It became a prolific discoverer. It found 7 entirely new moons that we never even knew existed. These tiny worlds that were hidden among Saturn's majestic rings. I mean, we're just scratching the surface here, but some of the things it found were just wild. We finally confirmed these mysterious spokes that appear and disappear in the rings. Cassini's data helped us finally pin down the exact length of a day on Saturn. And get this, it discovered a colossal hurricane at the planet's south pole, with an eyewall 20 times larger than any on Earth. It really did rewrite the textbooks. But, for all the amazing things we learned about the planet itself, the real game changer, the absolute showstopper, was waiting for us at its moons. This is where Cassini's journey turned from just planetary science into a genuine search for worlds that might actually be habitable. See, Cassini wasn't traveling solo. It carried a passenger, the Huygens probe. This was a special lander built by the European Space Agency, and it was designed to do something that had never, ever been done before: land on a moon in the outer solar system. So on Christmas Day back in 2004, Cassini released Huygens. A few weeks later, the probe slammed into Titan's thick, hazy atmosphere, floated down under parachutes for over 2 hours, and then it touched down on an alien surface. This was the first time ever that we landed something in the outer solar system. So what did it find? And what it found was, well, it was bizarre. It was a world that felt so much like Earth, but was completely alien at the same time. Hiding under all that thick orange smog were rivers, lakes, and even seas. But they weren't made of water. They were filled with liquid methane and ethane. It saw coastlines and channels carved by liquid. It was incredible. But as mind-blowing as Titan was, even it couldn't prepare us for what Cassini would find at another little moon called Enceladus. Before this mission, we thought it was just, a boring frozen rock. After Cassini, we saw it for what it truly is: an active,
dynamic ocean world.
So Cassini did something incredibly daring. It flew right through these geysers, these plumes of water vapor shooting out from the moon's south pole, and it tasted them. And inside that spray, it found salt, silica, and complex organic molecules, all venting from a warm saltwater ocean that's in contact with a rocky core. Right there, on that tiny moon of Saturn, Cassini found water, organics, and heat, the key ingredients for life.
And suddenly, that's when it all clicks. That's when we come full circle. With the discovery of a potential cradle for life on Enceladus and an organic-rich world on Titan, the fate of the Cassini spacecraft suddenly became an issue of immense importance. You see, by 2017, the spacecraft was basically running on empty. Pretty soon, mission controllers would lose the ability to steer it. So what if it accidentally crashed into Enceladus? The ship was built on Earth. It could be carrying earthly microbes, and that would contaminate that pristine environment forever, ruining our chance to ever find out if life evolved there on its own. And so, the mission planners had a choice to make. And really, there was only one right answer. Cassini had to be destroyed to protect its own greatest discovery. This is what's called planetary protection. By plunging into Saturn itself, NASA could guarantee that the potentially habitable oceans of Enceladus and the amazing chemistry of Titan would stay completely untouched. It was a sacrifice for sure, but a truly noble one. But if Cassini had to go, it was going to go out in a blaze of glory. In its final months, what they called the grand finale, the spacecraft performed a series of these incredibly daring dives into the unexplored space between the planet and its rings, grabbing data no one ever thought possible and giving us our closest ever look at Saturn. And that, right there, is the legacy of Cassini. It was a mission of firsts from the very beginning to the very end. It showed us worlds we could have never imagined, and it completely changed the answer to the question, where should we go looking for life? You know, scientists are going to be poring over Cassini's data for decades. It gave us brand new targets in the search for life, and so many new mysteries to solve. Its story is this powerful reminder that sometimes, to protect an incredible discovery, you have to say goodbye to the discoverer. So the real question isn't just about Cassini anymore. It's about us. What do we do now with everything it showed us?